Welcome everybody to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Gomer and a podcast assistant here, and excited to bring you another episode of Workability with Neil Weber. I do here every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Central. If you're interested in being a guest and so on, please let us know. Check out all of our social media and Facebook, YouTube, and so on. But with nothing further ado, I'm pass it over to Neil to kick us off today. So welcome,
Thank you,
Neil.
Emily. Thank you. Yes, I would just like to introduce the subject of the unemployed or underemployed workforce out there. There's approximately 10 million people who rely on either Social Security disability insurance or Social Security insurance. And there's a vast workforce out there that has the opportunity to contribute either in paid work or volunteering. And about 80% of those people are not working. What are they doing? And I don't know how to engage those people. There is an organization I'm part of called the Granite Avenue Club, which is vocational rehabilitation for the mentally ill, which I do experience. And the goal there is severalfold. Number one is vocational rehabilitation. So the idea that um, a person can come to the center and volunteer their time, and then um, gradually work themselves into the workforce, whether that's part-time work. In most cases, it's part-time work. Very few people go on to full-time work. So that's one option. And then the other part of it is community. There's a very strong community there. People volunteer their time and give of their time and talent, and they receive the reward of community. And then thirdly, it's the idea that you feel good about yourself by contributing back to society. Obviously, the isolation of being in your own apartment without the connection of others is very debilitating. So those are the elements. I was in the organization very actively from 2003 to 2007. Grew a lot there and had a lot of good experiences. Not currently active, but currently still a member, and found it very helpful. So that is the basically the introduction to the show.
Wow, because I just looked it up and it says the number's even gone up higher. Now it's like 13 million, and they say that one every four people have disability.
Wow,
And that
yeah.
was so the numbers are rather high.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. There's a vast potential workforce out there. You know, with proper medication, diet and exercise, and very much commitment to community, one can, level recover at some level. Only about 1% of people go on to full-time employment, according to a study by Pathways Foundation, which studied the Granite Avenue Club. It's under 1,500 members, but very many of them are able to work part-time, and that's a way to stay on benefits and give back to the community.
Understood.
So
this is you're very dedicated to because you're under the same you have a disability yourself, correct?
correct.
And what disability is that, sir?
It's cognitive. So I experience cognitive disability, which was brought on by stress related to my divorce. And so I have to take certain medication, which helps me cope with the cognitive disability.
You got stressed out over your divorce?
Correct.
I was kind of happy. It was so bad that she had the whole thing annulled, like it never
Wow.
happened.
Sure.
Like it never happened. But then again, she was the one that had the most drama. She was
Yeah.
definitely she definitely you know lived for that. She was a drama mama.
Wow.
Why were you so stressed out? Why did it make you stressed out? Was it something? How long were you married?
8 years.
You got stressed out over a marriage of only 8 years.
Correct. How long were you
Well,
married?
well, the first time 7, next time 20.
Wow.
I'm married 19 years now.
Uh-huh.
What would cause? I don't want to get too personal here, but what would cause you to get that stressed out over it? Which is generally a short. Anything under 10 years is generally a short marriage. So
Correct.
So why did it? Why? What did you? You didn't have a disability before the marriage ended, right?
No.
So what was the cause of it? What was the cause of it? The ending of the marriage.
Um, the cause of it was we had been living in Milwaukee, and I had a very good job. I was working for a advertising company serving um, the liturgical publications, serving the Catholic Church, and I was doing very well. And then my former wife basically threatened me that she would leave me with unless we moved to Florida to get a house because we were not able to find a house up here in Milwaukee. And I capitulated and gave in and left a very good job. And unfortunately, was able to duplicate that effort in Florida.
So she forced you to move to Florida. Did she have family?
Not Yes, she had family in Milwaukee, but she had this fantasy that she would be happy living by the beach, and so she currently lives by the beach in Florida.
I don't think that would cause me stress. I would think that would cause me joy,
Uh,
because if she forced you to do something you really didn't want to do. So I think, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna desecrate you for what you've done or what's going on in your life, by no means. I mean, but I think you like, because I've been married. Actually, the first marriage was a green card marriage. The second marriage was rough, because my second wife was brutal. I mean, she used to get her menstrual every 2 weeks, and she was very um, not stable at all, and never, of course, because you have your cycle every 2 weeks. She wasn't stable at all. And I mean, her brother was a pastor and told me not to marry her. And I at the time I didn't listen, but it was never a great marriage at the beginning. So when it ended, it ended. The only problem was that, I was chased with child support for many, many years. So, but I mean, I don't let anything ever cause me that much. I mean, life is, ups, downs, sideways, backwards. I mean, it happens. It happens. So, I think you could, be better, Neil, if you want to be. I mean, you're okay. You're okay. Just tell yourself you're okay.
sure. I
I'm
think I
not.
need to.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm trying to downplay. I'm not trying to downplay what's going on with you, by no means. I have empathy and sympathy for you. I wish it's truly, but yeah, but you're okay. You're
thank
okay.
you. What I
You're
think I
okay.
need to do, I've been working for 2.5 years in underemployment. Well, about 20 years, actually, because I've had a number of jobs. But
Right.
I've been at the same firm for 2.5 years. And I was just named Star of the Month, which means it's Employee Recognition Award. And I've been there a
Congratulations.
little over thank you, and a little over 2.5 years. And my employer said to me, my boss, he said to me, Neil, we like you very much, but we don't think you're in the right position. Why don't you consider moving out of food service? Is what I do. I'm a cafe clerk. I portion meat, I peel bananas, and I pull chicken and I deal with bacon, things like that. But my skills are
Listen,
not in that. Skills are in customer service. I used to be in sales, but as you may know from hiring people, sales is extremely stressful and requires a lot of giftedness. So what I'm trying to get at is, I think what I need to do is I'm trying to make a transition from this part-time work I've been doing for basically 20 years to full-time work, and I just need to make the transition because I want a better life. I have my two daughters that I want to help, at least with their weddings, and they're coming up in the next couple of years, and help myself live a better life. I live in, basically in poverty, and I don't think that's very enjoyable.
oh,
You know,
so
I,
Neil, what you have to do, Neil, is this: every morning when you wake up, look in the mirror and say, "I'm okay. I'm
mhm.
okay." And every time you say, "I'm okay," just strive for something a little better each and every day. And if you want something, just go for it. I mean, you're not at the age where, like, I mean, are you getting Social Security?
Yes.
Well, you can't make so much money anyway. But nowadays they don't even care about that anymore. You can make as much money as you want. So, I mean, are you on Medicare?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't want. Are you paying for your Medicare through your Social Security benefits?
Yes.
Ugh. Then of course you're living in poverty. That's the way the government works, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But not fair. See, me, I get Social Security. I get $1,400 a month, but my wife's a nurse, So I don't have any benefit. My benefits are all through my wife.
Uh-huh.
So my check is free and clear. I don't pay for benefits.
Sure.
So I get my benefits through my wife. So that's
Mhm.
one thing I don't have to worry about.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, if I were, I mean, I would, I mean, a full-time job, if somebody's going to pay you, say, $20 an hour or $25 an hour, that's more than you're getting from Social Security. I guarantee it. And
Correct.
you could always delay your Social Security and pick it up later.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you might want to consider, I mean, the only way to get a better life is to become a better you.
Right.
And stop, I mean, don't let your past dictate your future.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you moved on. She's in Florida. Are you back in Milwaukee now?
Yes, I was in Florida, and then I moved back to Milwaukee.
You're
2000.
1,500 miles away from her. Don't let that affect you.
Correct.
Yeah. So just wake up to, first, tomorrow's Monday morning. Wake up tomorrow morning and go, you know what? I'm going to be a better Neil Weber, and say, you know what? I'm like, I got this figured out. I'm not going to let my past dictate my future. My boss likes me. He wants me to go full time. Sales is not, I mean, sales is stressful, but only if you make it stressful. I mean, the only thing you have to battle against now in sales is the internet. And if you're not
Mm-hmm.
competing against the internet, you're good to go. What do they want you to sell?
I don't think that'd be appropriate. I was in sales, but I think customer service would be more appropriate. I think I'm a
Oh,
people person, but I think what is my best gift is be able to help people and not to
so what
yeah.
kind of customer service in what department?
I don't know. I think something like We Energies, which is a electrical supply. I don't know if you know about We Energies, but
I guess I
it's
do.
okay. Well, yeah, that's what I would consider something like
Well,
that.
years ago, I worked for companies where I was a parts puller. Like I used to work for companies like Granger and different warehouses where, I went around with the forklift and pallet jack and I pulled orders and then I took the orders at the desk and then I pulled the orders and I completed the orders and at the end of the day they were either delivered or picked up. So I went through that. I went through that rotation many, many years ago, and I haven't been in the actual workforce for many years now. And I mean, I know it's difficult, and the competition is the internet. But if you're in a situation where your boss puts you in a situation where all you got to do is not compete against anything and just literally just handle customer service, and I think that would be a great opportunity for you, especially if they put you on customer service where you make a little commission too.
Yeah, that'd be
That way,
nice.
yeah. So ask them and say, I would love to be in your position of sales, but commission would be really good. I don't need a salary. I need to make some money. I'd like to be on commission too. A base salary, like let's say your base salary is 400. Minimum wage is what let's say $15 an hour, which is $600 a week. But if you make $1,000 in commission, you make $1,000 instead.
Right.
So, commission based off a salary,
Uh-huh.
whichever is high.
Yeah, exactly.
I never accepted salary. I always told my boss that they couldn't afford me
Sure.
because I always could make more money in commission than I could ever make in salary.
Yeah, I did better in commission as well when I was in sales. I did very well.
But, I mean, there's nothing telling you can't do it. How old are you now, Neil?
62-1.
Okay, well, I'm 64. I mean, it's the word behind it is disability, but the word inside of it is ability, and you have the ability to be successful.
Correct.
Don't make that word disappear. That's like, wow, that's
Right.
good.
Right.
That should be on a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
Make the word disappear from disability and just rely on your ability to be successful.
Correct.
And then just you're not done. You're only 61 years old. You're not done. And how'd you collect Social Security before you were 62?
Disability through the cognitive
So you're not really
the
you're on SSI.
SSDI, Social Security
SSDI,
Disability.
right? That's right. Which right. So you could be eligible for actual Social Security soon too. Can you
Correct.
double up? Are you allowed to double up and get both?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, I think just one.
That'd be interesting. Then you can find out which is higher.
You're right.
What did you have you figured out how much your Social Security benefits are? What you be
I know
entitled to?
they're 1,400 a month.
Yeah, you're about what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure your SSDI is it less? I'm not trying to ask your money, but I'm just saying.
No, it's 1,400. That's what I get.
Okay.
I get SSDI.
Did you ever look at what your Social Security benefits would be?
I have not. No, I need to look into that. I need to get a Social Security review.
They usually
I get
say
that.
when you're 60 years old, they usually send you in the mail, and they tell you when you're 61 years old, they send it to you in the mail, and they say when your birthday comes up at 62, you're eligible to collect your Social Security. And I said yes. So I've been on Social Security for the past 22 months.
Uh-huh.
I get a check every month
Great.
on the 10th of the month. That's not what I survive on, thank God.
Right.
Because I've been married almost 20 years to a good woman, and she takes good care of me.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, yeah, I don't think I don't think you're destined to cut meat and things like that and be a prep cook. You know what I mean? I think you're better off because you only can make so much as a prep cook. I think you're much better off going back to commission sales. And when you wake up in the morning, like I said on Monday morning, say, you know what, I'm going to be a better Neil, and I'm going to take away I'm going to separate the dis from disability and realize I have abilities to be successful.
Exactly. I was successful. I had mental illness, but I was able to overcome that and work. Fortunately, I had a disabled condition, but like you say, take the dis out of disability and focus on the talent and not on the dis, and get up every day. And I usually wake up about 6 and just get going with the day and just get going and just get
And then
get.
also, because you're a good man and you have a disability, you know, you could easily get on because of your disability. We could even create a nonprofit for you. Or what you should do is you should absolutely positively sign up for Inspire.world, and that gives you free money.
Right.
Create Neil Weber at Inspire.world, and they're finally getting their proverbial poo poo together, and they're now getting their money this week. So the money's going to be real, and they're offering a lot of opportunities, and you don't have to have a nonprofit to be paid by them. So you should be already signing up for Neil Weber at Inspire.world if you haven't done it already, and get that done, tonight, and sign up for Neil, Inspire.world, and use Kurt as a reference,
Sure.
and sign up right away. And, absolutely, because it's been a while since April, but it took a while for their money to come through. And now they're talking about, X in the millions. So you'll have an opportunity to, collect, be able to sell. You're a salesman. So you could just go on. All you have to do is drive people to your website, by going on social media, talking to friends and say, look, you're going to buy camping gear anywhere. You're going to buy toilet paper anyway at Costco. Why not just buy from my website instead? You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then what happens is you get paid. And
Right.
that's a great way for you to raise funds. And then that can't affect your money at all because it's not, it's non-taxable.
Right. I didn't know that. Really, it's non taxable. Wow.
No, it's from a fundraising organization. The money's coming from a fundraising organization, and all you have to do is say you're not nefarious, and every so often donate some money to whatever cause you believe in.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I mean, if there is taxes on it, it's going to be minimal. I mean, if there, I don't know, I'm not an accountant, but you're getting the money from a fundraising organization. That's what Inspired the World. It's a fundraising organization. There's nothing. That's exactly what it is.
Uh huh.
So you have the ability to, raise money for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you should be doing.
Okay. I'll go to inspireworld.org.
No, inspire dot here. Go. Are you on your computer right now?
I'm on my phone. I can use that.
All right, just type in inspire.world. And sign up as we're talking.
Okay, I'm on it.
I'm sorry.
I'm I'm trying to open the site. Now I'm opening the site.
Yeah, inspire. Just type in inspire.world.
I
It's
did.
like an orangey site.
Yeah, I'm there. I just need to.
Yeah, fill it out. Go
Yeah.
ahead. We're telling other people that have disabilities or people just in general that are listening that, this is something you can do to raise funds for yourself. This is a way to raise funds for yourself and to raise funds for causes that you have an interest in and respect.
Uh huh.
When you go to inspire.world, the link ends up being inspire.world/customer dash registration.
Isn't it just at the bottom?
I'm filling out the contact information.
You just fill out the contact information and then they get back to you, Sue.
Right.
All right.
And then I'll call Dan in the morning and tell him, Neil Weber, and then, the minute I call, the minute I tell, that if he's available, boom. So
Good.
and we're not contradicting what you're saying, but because I know who Neil is, it makes it easier.
Good.
Thanks.
When do you next meet with Kurt? Because I would like to be part of that connection.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Always. 10 times a day, usually. Now
Wow.
that
Okay.
now that my wife is back to work and healthy again, I usually meet up with Kurt about 5 or 6 times a day, like the old days. But lately I wasn't able to do that because I was busy with my taking care of my wife. But now that my wife's feeling a lot better, things are better.
That's good. I'm
So
glad.
right. So it makes my yeah. Now she's healthy again, things are better. But yeah, fill that out. Then I'll tell Daniel in the morning. We want to help you out, Neil. We want to make it to
Okay, I'm in the process of doing that. I do need to contact my firm to get the website information, but I will do that this evening.
Well, you can just create. Don't worry about that. They'll create one for you.
Okay.
Basically, it'll be like Neil, because I already know this. It'll be like Neil Weber at um, Inspire.world. As long as there's not another Neil Weber, but
So I just leave that blank then, or what?
or just put in Neil Weber. Just put your name in there. Just put your name in there, and then when it says reference, use Kurt. You know, you know how to spell Kurt. Use Kurt's name as
Okay.
the reference. Because you're Kurt's friend, and Kurt introduced me to you, so use Kurt Roscoff as your reference.
Okay.
And this is like it'll be like having a part-time job, except it pays better.
Yeah. Okay. It says organization street address. This field is required. Is
Just
that
use
my
your own.
address?
Yeah, just use your own. They need to make some changes as far as that's concerned, but it is when they originally did it years ago. Oh, wow. Yeah, when they originally did it years ago, that's what happened. But it was originally just for nonprofits, but they've extended it to everybody. They want to help everyone. They even have this passport savings card that saves you a ton of money. And it's only $50, but you save a ton of money on everything. So it's really good.
Good.
And then eventually, Neil Weber could have his own show on the Mark TV, MARC TV. That's on the Mark TV, reaching over 500 million people every day. That's right. You can sign up for On the Mark TV and have your very own show for $300 down and $100 a month. You can have your very own show and have your brand and your visibility increased 100x by getting on the Mark TV and reaching over 500 million people and more across the globe.
Be nice.
That was a good plug.
A good sales salesman.
That was my plug.
Yep.
We inspire to help people. It all comes from the beacon of light, aka the Roscoffs. There's a special kind of light shining over what is it? Miami states. Miami, I don't know. Menianami, I don't know. I can't say it. I don't know. You know where they live? Miami,
Menominee. I think you're talking about Menominee.
Menominee Estates. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of cheesy to me, but Menominee States, yes. Menominee States, yes, yes. There's a special kind of light shining over Menominee States. They water ski into your life.
Yeah.
See, Jesus walked across water. The Roscoffs ski across it.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good
funny.
one.
Yeah, it's very good.
That did you hear that, Kurt? Jesus walked across water. The Roscoffs ski across it. Damn, that's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff.
Okay, it says here organization logo.
No, that's what the only thing you're going to have to do, sir, is create some sort of logo. And, I mean, you can just come up with something that you believe in, or, all you have to do is is go to ChatGPT or something like that, or Gemini Google, which is free, or ChatGPT and say, listen, and just, say, I need a logo. All right. And to describe who you are, what you believe in, and what inspires you. You know what I mean? Like, a logo for Neil, just come up with some kind of, fun logo, about, you.
Okay.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
I'll work on this. I'll get this finished.
Yes. That's all. And then just come up with a logo, but send it in right away. And then you can send it. They'll let you have time to make the logo. That's not hard. And just use ChatGPT or Gemini Google and just tell them, hey, I need a logo that represents me, and talk about what it is and what you are and who you are and your favorite things, and just come up with a fun logo. That's all.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I should get going, but thanks for the call. I'm glad we could talk.
All right, brother. See you later.
Bye-bye.